Hey guys, and welcome to week 4 of the Manga Reading Club. We got a whole list of guests tonight. We got Chris.
Hey, I'm Chris, and I'm a neurodivergent wind-up merchant.
We got Panos.
Yes.
Yes. And we got Ollie.
Hey, I'm a video producer for Riot Games.
Hey. Please, way to insert your business card in there.
I thought we were doing, I thought we were doing like, hey, this is what we do.
No, it's just so people when they're watching because it's showing who's talking, so we know who's talking at the beginning.
Well, fuck it.
Hi, I'm Chris, and I'm a disappointment. That's what that's get to that.
I'm Maddow, and I'm sad and lonely.
It's okay, we tolerate you.
Alright, so we got like a bunch of manga this week, and I have to say, one of them I found really fun, one I had like a good time reading, and the other one just really resonated with me. So there's gonna be a lot to talk about. So we're gonna focus. So how'd you guys find the manga you've read this week as a whole?
I thought they were pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good, yeah. I thought there was like one standout, which was the one shot.
Oh yeah.
Just in terms of art and in terms of like unique storytelling. But yeah, they all had a place for me.
Yeah, it was like the world's most terrifying isekai. What the hell going on?
Yeah, I was surprised there was no truck to run him over. He just faints in front of a cinema.
Yeah.
Like what?
Well, when there's a one shot, you kind of have to get straight to the point.
Right.
Which I like.
It's like the first manual labor he's done in hours. Like it's just like, oh, I'm faint.
Carrying some groceries.
Okay, I guess we'll kick off then. The focus of the conversation is Final Girl, then the one shot.
Is that the one that really resonated with you?
No, but that since we're
Okay.
already talking about it, might as well just focus on that Final Girl then.
Yeah.
Being
I love because I'm not a massive fan of horror movies, but I love a show called Kill Count, which like dissects horror movies and their tropes. And it is like, when you look at all the old like slashers, there is always the trope of basically the slutty girl dies first. It's what Scream was literally based off of. It was like a subversion of those expectations, and him identifying them and immediately trying to get away from those tropes to try and survive was great.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. I thought it was great too. I always had this, I always had like a comedy skit for like a manga. If I ever written a manga, I had this one comedy skit arc that I always wanted to do. I was kind of like putting a spotlight on one of the tropes, like in a horror movie and stuff like that, and just kind of just doing like a twist, like it's like, it's like the characters know the trope and they're trying to avoid it as much as possible. So in my version, it was basically, that running gag that the internet likes to do about like in an anime when a mother has like a braided hairstyle, they usually just die off early.
What? Is that a thing?
Oh my god.
I've
Now
seen
that I think
that
about it,
somewhere.
Yeah, so like in Tokyo Ghoul, Attack on Titan, like it's like a braided hair slung over their shoulder, to the side of their shoulder. Full Metal Alchemist, they all have that. So I wanted basically I had the idea where it would be like a small arc, like a single episode or half an episode arc basically, where the character's mother decides to go for a haircut, and she comes back and says, "Oh, I got this new haircut. It's like a nice sleek haircut," and it's basically the entire day is the character trying to protect his mother from like the universe trying to kill her because of the trope, and it just anyway, Final Girl just reminded me of that idea.
Oh no, tropes are a great point to start parodies with. I remember seeing on Tumblr one about like a character born with like anime hair, and they just spend the entire time just avoiding being the protagonist.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what Psyche K is.
Oh,
Yeah, I love that.
Literally,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
just spending his entire time trying not to be involved in any manga tropes. And I really like that idea of just like the person born with like, you know, bright colored hair. It's like, for fuck's sake, I don't want to like, I don't want to be the main character. Please just let me like have a normal life. I always like that.
Yeah, pink hair and antennas. It's not getting
Yeah, exactly.
It's like it's not as if you don't stand out.
But I loved the immediate like going through the story. First of all, like essentially it notifying him that he was like the slutty girl, and him desperately trying not to have sex with the guy, and immediately being like, wait, if we have sex, we're immediately just going to die. Because he's going to be like underneath the bed and he's just going to stab us as we're having sex, which is what happens. I mean, it's why, like I said, Cabin in the Woods is a great subversive horror movie as well, where they do the exact same thing. Like, they pump them full of like pheromones to make them horny, and then they go off and have sex and immediately release all the monsters.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. When I was that scene come on in that scene in Final Girl where the guy tried to have sex with her, I was like, is he going to drop them and it's just going to be a big white line? What kind of manga am I reading here? Taha. Am I going to see censorship here? What the hell? And when I seen the cover, I was a bit like,
I mean, we at Maddow Industries try to keep things PG, but
clearly, look.
But yeah,
I'm just expecting.
I like how you're holding him responsible for the manga choice, despite the fact that this is like a community vote thing.
Yeah, it's a random person, so it's a random manga. It's chosen randomly. It's like.
I thought like there were a bunch of incredibly smart decisions, like basically the same decisions that you'd make if you were in a like horror, like because obviously like when they try to split up, he's just like, why the fuck are we splitting up? Like this is
with the
so
Scooby-Doo shit? Like,
yeah.
What's in the Scooby-Doo shit? Like,
and I think it like specifically the really big standout for me was when he goes, I'm gonna make myself a weapon, but I'm not gonna make anything that could harm myself. Because anyone who goes out with a weapon immediately gets killed by that weapon. So I'm gonna make something to just push the guy away, and a mirror on it to look behind me. I thought that was super clever.
Yes, that was absolutely right.
I thought it was great. I think what I loved about it as well, I think I might be looking too deep into it, but I feel like the moment the main character started going, let's say, off script, like the world couldn't adjust to it. So and you could see that with the other characters in the horror setting. So like the nerd, the jock, and the prankster. They're all the way they interact and stuff like that. It's like especially during the chase. It's like, oh look, the final girl's being chased, but they're ignoring the slut character basically.
And like for some reason the girl got like fully clothed out of nowhere, even though she was being chased, and because the slutty character kept getting like pieces of clothing ripped off. So the universe was trying to put them into these like tropes.
Yeah, I thought the art was really funny as well.
Yeah, the art style I quite like because I'm a big fan of the mangaka, because the mangaka's done another manga which I quite like, and it's quite wholesome and funny as well.
That picture of her on the cover kind of makes you think of a Bratz doll.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's what I'm kind of getting, like slutty Bratz doll. I'm like, if that's your aesthetic, go for it, hen. Well done. You do you.
It's sort of represented everything I hate with children's toys, and I was like,
the innate sexuality of half of them.
Yeah.
Like,
But I like the whole, it was like the whole isekai sort of thing, and like a dude trapped in a girl's body. It reminded me of that Freaky Friday movie that came out recently with Vince Vaughn, where it's a new one. Basically, it's like a girl. There's a Freaky for Friday with a serial killer, which is Vince Vaughn.
Oh, isn't that like Death Day 2?
No, that's not Death Day. Death Day is like Groundhog Day, but
yeah, but now the sequel is where she body swaps, right?
No, that's still Death Day. It's just a different killer. But this one is different. I'll have to look it up, but Yeah.
I thought you meant the Lindsay Lohan movie with Jamie Lee Curtis for a second.
No.
like,
That was a
what?
recent one, but one where it was like swap with a serial killer. Hold on, I have to get this.
Oh,
Body swap movie serial killer.
poor Lindsay.
It was just called Freaky, and it came out last year. It's a horror.
Okay.
It's a horror comedy. I haven't
To be
watched
fair-
it, but I just
to be
saw
fair-
the trailer.
To be fair, Vince Vaughn is kind of scary.
Yeah, he is. I mean, wasn't he like the Psycho in American Psycho 2?
What?
I didn't know there was a sequel. What?
Yeah, there was. It was the less successful sequel, but you know he was a psycho.
I mean,
in
it
that
would
one.
have had to have been because the
Yeah.
original was made up on a very good book. And he didn't. Wait, did he write a second book?
I'm not sure if he wrote a book or just the movie producers decided, oh shit, we gotta like milk the shit out of this.
The book, to be fair, the movie is much better than the book. The book has an entire, like, you know that Phil Collins bit in American Psycho? There is an entire chapter dedicated to Phil Collins in the book.
Play.
if you read the book, it's really like it's like it's hard to explain. You have to read it.
I wish I had the attention span for reading books. Just too many walls of text, and I'm like,
Then this book is not for you. It gets very boring.
Yeah.
It goes like ages without killing.
I'm like a 3-year-old. I need pictures and colourful things to hold my attention.
You,
Yeah, sorry, go.
you know, I was just thinking, like, around like the last couple of pages of the chapter, did anyone just like start shipping like the MC, the slut character with the Final Girl character at the end? I was thinking,
That had to be deliberate though, surely, because the way it was written. I don't know. Yeah, it just seemed kind of naturally.
bruh, I was thinking
Well,
like the sexual tension is more palpable than the actual sex.
I'm like, is it gay? Is it gay? I mean, it's like, is it still a she? I mean, what's the gender identity? I need to know these things. Hold on, I'm going to message the mangaka.
Also, the
You got a message to mangaka.
Hold on, I'm going to send them a wee Facebook now.
oh no worries, C-Webs, if you didn't have time to read it this week. Like I said, we're just gonna we kind of focus on the first volumes anyway, and if we've read more of it, but we won't go into spoilers, so it's all good. Anyway, so oh jeez, I'm just looking at the chat right now. It's starting to pick up, but there was a random one.
There's their C-Wabs. Hexical titles.
Anyways, I really wanted to point out one thing as well. It's sorry, I got off topic before, but the dialogue as well was quite fun, and it was kind of like, you know, your stereotypical shit.
Yeah.
But one thing that bothered me was about how much the jock character looked like Ban from Seven Deadly Sins.
Yeah,
you really, yeah.
Let me just get a picture of him actually.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I'm like, it really is, man.
He looks so much like Ban from Seven Deadly Sins. It is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I was wondering why I was lusting after him.
There's that and the the jokey. I love the fact that one of the characters wanted to play a prank where he pretended to be the murderer, and she was just like, shut that shit down immediately.
Yeah, the mask. The mask. You're not wearing the mask.
Yeah.
Honestly, if someone did that in that situation, I would honestly punch him. If they did that.
Yeah.
There's no time to fuck around.
That and the fact that no matter how far they ran, he was always like one step behind them, the killer.
Mm-hmm. They could have been running like Mo Farah, and it would not have mattered. He would have been there, breathing in their neck.
So what do you think, Panos, about? Was there like any favorite parts for you?
I mean, just from the very beginning, the eye contact they make with him under the bed is just hilarious. Comedy timing kind of shit.
Just that second of
Also,
realization.
like the double flag of being in the bathroom and talking about their dreams.
Yeah, I was like, shit.
I just consolidate all the methods of death into one shower. That's fine. That wouldn't go horribly wrong.
It's like how big of a target we want to paint, basically. That's it.
Yeah.
I thought the ending was pretty good too, although I definitely expected a more self-sacrificial ending.
Yeah.
Honestly, when that ending came, so it's a one shot. So we can't talk about spoilers, anyways. But because it is only one chapter. But you know, at the end where these credits, and then it's kind of turned into another movie.
I would love to read it next time. I hope to do a chat. I want a sequel.
Yeah, that seems fun. Yeah, but
it'd be a lot of fun, but I could see it dying off really quickly.
I kind of.
Good ones.
I kind of pictured throughout the entire thing, you know, you got a voiceover talking about like these two girls are gonna be doing this and stuff like that. I had like you know, like in Rob Schneider movies, like in the old days, where there's like, yeah, it's like, you know, a South Park skit basically, that sort of thing, where it's just go like she was a slutty character in the horror movie, and she was the final girl. Now they're gonna take on a singing contest or something like that.
One of them, I could just they should just overdo it and have that guy that goes, "In a world."
This summer, Rob Schneider plays a slutty character.
Just Bigelow, far too old to be a gigolo.
Oh, I got it now. So we could literally make this into a Rob Schneider film. Rob Schneider is the guy, and we just have Rob Schneider dub the slutty character throughout the entire thing as well. So we just have like, you know, this summer, Rob Schneider, a working hard, average cafe guy, you know.
He would not be an average cafe guy. He'd be the one that gets, you know, sectioned or something.
I have no idea. I'm just trying to sell the movie, man. I'm trying to sell the movie.
Sell it. Sell yourself.
So, please call me Rob Schneider. We'll talk.
Oh God.
Oh God. Honestly, I wouldn't call you know how it's got. You know how certain manga is trashy to the point where it's enjoyable. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't call it a manga sausage, and I'm coining that phrase from last week. So,
manga sausage.
It's a manga sausage. So what I mean by a manga sausage is basically like, you know how a sausage is basically something that you enjoy, but you don't think about all the bad ingredients inside.
Yeah. Ah. Yes. Yes.
So, yeah. Cue the clip, Seawass.
I feel like you've done a better job of explaining that analogy this time around, because I'm not quite as disgusted with your choice of words.
I think back then it was more, you know, prolonged and stuff.
Perhaps.
Yes, please, see labs.
But basically, yeah. So you know what? So in this case, like a manga that's so trashy, but you still enjoy it.
Yes.
So like it's got a bunch of bad ingredients inside, but all in all, you still enjoy it. That's something I call it a manga sausage.
That's actually really good.
I'm
I'm
gonna put that shit on a shirt someday.
Manga sauce.
Once we get ad revenue for this shit.
I don't know how folk. Probably a good idea, because you don't know how folk would react when you go about with a big shirt emblazoned with manga sausage. It would raise a lot of questions. It would be a conversation topic, I'd imagine.
Honestly, it would be great. It'll sell it to manga societies all around. It'll be great. We'll just have it'll just be like a pie chart in the shape of a sausage, and it shows the percentages of like each bad quality of a manga.
Write it down.
Making a complete sausage, basically. I just have it on the chest of the search.
Yes, shirt.
There we go. Write this shit down.
Write it down.
Okay, so yeah, so I think they covered pretty much most of the tropes in the horror film. There were a couple other ones as well. I don't think they kind of covered the God-fearing characters or the creepy caretaker that tries to help him but gets killed in the end. But
I'm Hanson. I'm the caretaker. Take my little hand.
With what they had time to do, they covered the essentials. I feel.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, there's only so much you can cover. As we discussed in that one horror one shot as well, there was only so much content you could cover in a single one shot. So I think they did a good job in that regard.
They did a good job, and it didn't like overstay its welcome. It wasn't like it's not a trope that you could have carry on for like multiple different, like, to make it like a full manga, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it was one that you could just do like once or twice or maybe 3 times, as like, and then carry like because I feel like you only have so many jokes that you could really tell, and he hit like the perfect amount in that manga.
Yeah,
It was just
definitely.
the perfect kind of length, and I mean, I think what it wanted to get through, it got through, and it was effective. To be honest, I very much enjoyed it, and I will read it again.
Yeah, no doubt.
Just so I can like, I always try to read things a couple of times because I tend to kind of speed read and I end up missing things.
I mean, it honestly just makes me want to finish off the author's other works as well because
the art was a highlight as well.
Oh, absolutely. No, agreed. It was really nice.
I mean, if you're a big fan of the art, there is. I'll show you the manga later when we start.
Yeah, please do, because I thought the art out of all the mangas we read, the art was probably strongest in this one. I thought it was just really. I thought the whole thing was just really well done.
Yeah, I think it really carried, like, you know, the fun. It had etchiness to it, but it wasn't like overly etchy. It had like a comedic factor to it.
And there was a reason for it. Like the reason for the edginess was for basically because she literally is cast as like the slappy girl.
Yeah.
And it was her trying to like go against that.
I think I've read the manga's other work, but it does the author likes to do, the mangaka likes to do like wholesome content, but still make the like older female characters look a bit ecchi, a bit.
Yeah, I could see it.
So yeah, but I mean, to each his own. That's kind of what makes the series the series. Like at the end of the day, so I can't like demerit it or merit it for that. Yeah. But yeah. So right now, So now, just to wrap up this manga, we're just gonna go through each different category and just rate it. So I'm just gonna quickly just change to the scene.
Screen went black.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's because I was fixing properties. There we go. So every single first impression form is available on the Discord in the first impression form channel. It's at the very top. So you guys are free to fill them out as you please.
This is the new one, yeah. Okay.
Where is it, Joe?
It's in the first impression form channel in the Discord server. They're all available there.
Fourth one down.
I've already put them up, so.
Yes.
Okay, so we are focusing on Final Girl. That's it. So in terms of setting, I would say the setting was as like a solid 4.
Solid 4, but that it borrows from like settings that have been like borrowed before from like other from like the standard slashers.
Yeah, it's like an already mined gold mine, basically. Like the materials, the material's gonna be good, but it's like it's already been dug, basically. That sort of thing. If I were to come up with an analogy for it.
Yep.
It's weird because like the villain, so to speak, wasn't it wasn't even really featured all that much because it was more about Summer.
The real,
I would have liked to have seen the villain more fleshed out.
Yeah,
I guess. I feel like the real villain of it wasn't the actual serial killer. It was the friends we made along the way. JK.
I swear to God, I knew you were gonna say.
No, but it was. But in actuality, the real villain was the tropes at the end of the day. Just fighting tropes. But yeah.
The murderer was just tropes made form.
I was gonna make that joke, but see what I mean? I'm 2 parallel universes ahead of you, C-Wabs. Alright, in terms of storytelling, I would give it a 3. It's not that it's bad storytelling, it's just more along the lines of, it wasn't bad, it wasn't good, it's like flat out in the middle. It's,
I'll give it a 4.
It's there.
Yeah, the pacing was good, so I don't complain about, like, better than average.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah, actually.
Ollie?
You've convinced me to bump it up to a 4, actually. Yeah.
Yes.
Success!
Ah! Do you want to know first? What about you, Ollie?
Because the pacing was good, yeah.
For what? The storytelling?
Yeah, in terms of storytelling.
Yeah, the thing is, the storytelling was fragmented because it was meant to be fragmented.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. And it's a one-shot, so I'd give it a 4.
Yeah,
solid 4 as well. Alright. Characters.
I thought yeah.
I was gonna say I really enjoyed the characters. The two female characters were fun. The three side characters, the male characters were like, you know, didn't have much, but I feel like the dialogue was fun between them as well. So I'd give it. I quite personally, I'll give it a 5. Like
I would give like Summer alone. I would give 5. All together, maybe I'd say just a 4 if we're talking. I
would say a 4. I would say a 4 because it's following.
Everyone all in. Yeah.
It's following because it's a one shot. I can't explore too many depths of the characters, but yeah.
But I would say Summer herself 5, all in 4 for me.
I feel like the interactions with them, be it how brief they were quite fun. So. Honestly, that's why I've given it a 5, and also just because of the two female characters as well, and just their dialogue and what they did was really good, really flushed out. In terms of art, I think we're all in agreement, like 4 to 5.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm saying that.
I'd personally give it a 5. You know, so
I give it 0 out of 5 because there was no censored PP.
Where's the double D option?
Hey.
Yeah, so there's that.
Yeah, okay.
And you guys have already talked about the art, so we won't be repeating ourselves. In terms of overall enjoyment, I definitely like. It's one of those one shots that I probably just would like to come back again to just have a fun read of it again.
I would say 5, to be honest, because I really did want. I wanted more.
Yeah, like, give it a 5 as well.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. Submit.
How about you, Panos, Ollie?
5.
Like, no flaws. As far as it's concerned. Like, basically, the moment it started, it was a ride.
We've set a really low bar. How are we gonna rate shit when we eventually get Berserk on here? Honest to God, man, we're gonna be
one of the big ones that people
it's gonna be like, oh, Berserk was good, but it's not Final Girl good. Like,
not enough double Ds.
Not
Sorry.
enough double Ds, mate.
Is that true? I feel like there must be some.
I'd imagine so.
Honestly, they should have gave that horse more boobs.
Oh no, not the horse.
Yeah, but there's that.
Such a creepy horse.
Alright, so that's the rating I'll be giving overall. But you guys are all entitled to give your own ratings, so that's fine.
Gasp.
Cats with boobs.
So you put the storytelling at a 2. Interesting.
Oh my.
I put storytelling too?
I mean, that's what it... Oh wait, never mind. My Twitch is frozen.
Oh, did I put 2?
No. I'm looking at the wrong thing.
All right. So the next one I think will be like the most emotionally heavy one, I feel, and that's gonna be I keep forgetting the name of it, but Boku ga what?
Bokutachi ga Yarimashita.
Yeah, Yarimashita. That's there we go.
I loved this one. I kept reading.
You kept reading.
Yeah.
Is it good?
I welled up. There was a certain scene in it where I actually got a bit choked, not so much choked up, but I got a bit misty-eyed because it just kind of hit this emotional, I don't know, what's the word, crescendo? I don't know. It was the way it was written when she's putting the bags out of the apartment.
Wait, which one are you thinking of? Because I thought we were going on about the 2 high schools.
Yeah.
Oh, is it that one? I got them mixed up.
Oh,
yeah. I was gonna be like, what?
You're thinking of the other one.
This one is. I mean, I felt like the characters, like, forgive me if I'm wrong, but a tiny, like, after the big thing that happens to them. I'm trying not to give anything away.
Oh no, it's the first volume. It's pretty much
after like the bombing bit. I thought they were a tiny bit sociopathic in the way that they just didn't, like, they did reflect on the deaths a bit, but they didn't seem all that like guilty about it.
I thought they were. I mean, at the beginning, I thought they were just complete denial. I mean, they were in denial for a bit. Then it just, like, you know, it took them like 2 chapters to acknowledge, oh shit, wait, we actually it wasn't terrorists, it was us. Like
but it was like when it first happened, like literally all they did was just walk away instead of like freaking the fuck out.
It was that one panel where they were all like cloaked in white. It was like the flash, or maybe it was like the realization of what they've done. It just like everything went white, and it just their outline it was there, and it was like just this kind of like oh shit moment.
Also, I kind of found it a bit fucked up was the part where like there was a bar, you go home, and then he's like sends a text, so karaoke tonight. Like what?
Like what? I need to. I'm a wee bit stressed. I've just done something stupid.
Yeah, it's the fact that he's thinking he can basically have like just a normal life and relationship after he's literally bombed a school.
I think it's I think it's because his whole character was like striving for that average life, that sort of thing, and he and his friends basically tried to eliminate. Because after they, disrupted their average life, he tried to eliminate them by doing these small bombs as a revenge.
Eric the Reds has commented something really true. It's denial's the first stage to accepting you've done something, and that is true. I didn't do that. What are you talking about? That wasn't me. That's basically what they all do.
I think that's the entire series is basically just going through the process of accepting guilt, and just acknowledging these sort of you've done this and stuff, and it does escalate in a way like how it's like that crappy TV show How to Get Away with Murder. It starts off with the one.
How dare you? Now, hold on.
It is. I watched the entire thing, so don't.
I loved it. The first season was amazing. It just got slightly worse. It was still good.
You can enjoy trash. It doesn't make any.
Yeah.
Look, it was a TV series sausage. Okay. Yeah.
Oh god.
Viola Davis, though. I just love Viola Davis. I think she's amazing.
Anyway, Eric's here. Yay.
Yo.
Anyways,
I'm gonna hear the sausage analogy so many times from now on. It's gonna be your go-to.
It's gonna be my go-to.
Sausages.
You're
gonna eat some food and you're gonna be like, "This is a sausage of foods."
I never look at Bratwurst the same way again.
So, where was I going with this? Yeah,
sausages.
Going through the different stages of guilt, and some people one of the guys literally tried to cut ties with the rest of the group. The other
the money, yeah.
The other one was like trying to cling on to the status quo, while the other one was just like begging for everyone to stay. So there was like.
Is that the one that was getting shagged off a dog?
Yeah, basically that one.
I know it was getting serious. I'm just like
Eric the philosopher has come in, so he says if you continue, they'll get more and more eaten up by the girl as the weight of what they've done sinks in more and more.
There we go. Badal, C-Wabs has got your number here. See, thank you.
Also, How to Get Away with Murder has a 8.1 on it. So Mado's the odd one out.
Sorry, it sounds like a you problem.
Yeah, it is a me problem. Not saying that. Okay, it's like one of my favorite films of all time is Kingdom of Heaven, but I've never heard anyone say anything good about it. So
I mean, that's like one of my favorite films is Mean Girls, so I can't say shit. It's a terrible film, but it's also absolutely perfect in every fucking way. It's just. I
read the entirety of the manga, and I have to say, it was really deep, as Eric says, and those final chapters as well, and that final page really is like one of those open-ended one where it leaves to the imagination a bit.
I don't like ambiguity.
But it's not too ambiguous to the point. Like it does answer a lot, and it leaves you in a state where you can like, okay, we can end it there. But it's just that final face where it's like, oh. I wonder what his next action will be, sort of thing.
I might finish reading this once we're done.
Yeah, actually, because I want to know.
I like really dark stories, to be honest.
No, of course.
It's not super dark, but it is emotionally dark. I have to say, like it's not like how. It is sort of reminded me of when, in terms of emotions, I felt while reading it. It reminded me of Aku no Hana, but it was a bit more comedic and wholesome in that sense. Aku no Hana was, like battering me with a baseball bat of like you're gonna have a bad time sort of thing.
They may as well just call it "This Will Break You." Honestly,
So,
one thing I did find though in this manga was, I don't know about you guys, but I don't know how to explain it. At some points, the art made me feel a bit uncomfortable, and I'm sure that's what they were going for. I don't know what it was. It was just like,
It's either the hyper-realism or
the
or
uncanny valley aspect.
There's the uncanny valley, but also one thing I've noticed throughout the series was the head to body ratio as well. It was very disproportionate half of the time.
Even they're schoolboys and they all look like old men.
Yes.
Honestly, it's just like, I was like, why are you still in class? How long were you held back?
So,
Well, one of them is meant to be like 20.
Yeah, is that
the guy who
Paisan,
graduated 2
yeah.
years ago and still hanging around,
I
basically.
like how they confirmed that being a landlord is not a real job.
Yeah, because he's just meant to be like really rich, just because he owns a bunch of property, right?
Yeah.
I swear he doesn't. I swear he doesn't even own the property himself. His parents do, but he's just like.
But
I was always under that impression, obviously.
I would say.
Yeah, I don't think they're
exactly.
mutually exclusive.
That's what I was saying. It's like you're the kid's you're the kid of the landlord. The kid's landlord.
Yeah,
he tries to buy them off all at first, doesn't he? Well, he does buy them off, basically, because he was the one who actually set up the bomb.
I mean,
it was kind of like one of those oaths. I kind of found it like one of those like oaths that you see, like we're in a mutual agreement, then you drink sake to commemorate it. But in this case, the sake was 100 million yen. Like, what was it? How many million yen? Like 1 million yen?
I think was it 3 million each, maybe.
Altogether, it was 1 million. It was plus 1 million plus. Let's say
How much is that in pounds?
Dollars
have to divide it by.
70,000 pounds. I think. I could be wrong. I'm running the numbers.
So a fair bit of money, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's like it's like 10,000 yen is 70 quid. So I think 1 million is about 70,000. I could be wrong.
Well, I think that really speaks what he did. Really speaks to his character. But there's one thing I noticed that for me made his character absolutely unforgivable, which was that there was a panel that he was wearing Crocs.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's meant to be like this.
He's a landlord, mate.
Yeah, layabout loser who.
And to me, that is unforgivable.
I mean, he's wearing a white tank top and shorts all the time. Okay, that's
fine. That's what I do. But Crocs, no. Bad.
In
Stop.
Bosnia, you're not even allowed to go in a shop with a tank top because it's like the equivalent of going into a shop with a hoodie on in the UK. You know, it's that.
It's a fine if you just don't put the hood up.
Yeah.
It's like a hood. I mean, I don't know.
Hoodies are like. I mean, they're meant to be to hide your face, essentially. That's what.
Yeah, the tank top. I feel like it's more of a hygiene thing. Honestly, I don't know. I never stopped to actually ask. But you see at the front door of a supermarket, it's like there's a no tank top sign.
Fair enough, as long as they don't smell, you know.
Yeah.
Keep those arms down, Stinky. Enough.
Just spray you on the way in. Just.
A wee water bottle just chasing a guy with a tank top.
No, they'll just be like, you know how you got like one of those motion sensor misters sort of thing. Just have a can of Lynx spray, you know, kicking.
Oh. Just to make it worse, Lynx Africa.
Lynx Africa.
That's repellent.
I bless the rains down in that. Alright, so yeah, this manga was like, honestly, like it was quite deep. It made me ponder a bunch of stuff, and honestly, it's like I did not expect, in terms of the first volume anyways, I did not expect it to go the way it did. Yeah. I thought it was going to be like they get revenge, prank on them, then, you know, the gang will get revenge on them, and it'll kind of keep escalating, and it'll turn into like a full-out war. But I think it was kind of, it struck an even deeper chord with me, because it was kept more low-key. Like, it didn't escalate. It was like, you know, I mean, it did escalate to the point of a literal terrorist bombing, but like it wasn't like turning into like a shonen gang war sort of thing. It kept to the confines of these people, and they're trying to overcome guilt and deal with all the ramifications that led after all this stuff as well.
Yeah. I mean, I really will. Obviously, I can't comment too much because I've only read up, a couple of chapters after the first volume, but I will actually have to read it all. I really want to.
Oh, did I say external? I meant internal. Sorry.
Yeah?
No, I was just reading Eric's message.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I meant that. Sorry.
On the ball, Eric.
But yeah, it does. I mean, that's where the hyper-realistic art actually truly kicks in. Is just when people like trying to deal with all these emotions. What the art style really works in regards to like trying to carry like very emotionally distraught scenes, and then like turn on the dime to comedy.
Yeah, and sometimes kind of the facial expressions don't really kind of go with the scene. I don't know. It was effective, very effective. But there was that one scene where he says, they got them on. They're like, oh, it's expense. The bombs were expensive, and it's like he's got this look on his face, like he just get the Joker venom injected into him. He's got this rictus grin, and I'm just like, you okay, hon? Honestly, like what the hell? But it was really, really effective, and really enjoyed it.
Yeah. How did you guys find? Ollie, how did you find it? I know you read the whole thing as well, I think, or you started reading it at least.
I started reading it. I thought it was interesting. Like I said, it made me feel like the characters were. I do like the idea, like if because I need to read further of them like accepting their guilt. Because the big thing for me was they just didn't accept that they'd basically killed a bunch of people after school in like a really horrible way. But I did like the fact that the characters were very like relatable. Like they were just normal characters. They were just guys who were just trying to go about living their lives. But I want to see like and maybe I need to read further for this. I want to see like more depth into them, like basically meeting the families, like going a bit crazy, like realizing they've seriously ended like quite a few lives.
Also, there were people on fire as well, so there's definitely...
Yeah, exactly. So they probably like disfigured them.
Yeah.
And to watch those people, because it always goes back to where he's seen those people on fire, and it's like I'm imagining I'm going to see his psyche just unravel.
Yeah, I can imagine the music kicking in every time. Yeah. But yeah, it's on it like you said, you want to see the guilt. I think what the author's trying to convey though is like guilt is it's like a slow creeper. It kind of just like it slowly etches in on you, and it literally just kind of like embraces and squeezes the life out of you, sort of thing, I guess. And I think the author did you say?
Nothing. Continue.
Guilt me, Daddy. Guilt me.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Wow.
That's what you were implying, mate.
I did not. I think you'll watch the recording back, and I had nothing to do with that.
You said that sounds hot.
You're such degeneracy, Madal. Wow.
Look, I had the balls to finish what you started, okay?
What about you, Panos?
I mean, I only read until chapter 7, which is exactly when the bomb goes off.
So
but
you read the whole of
really
volume
intrigued.
1, basically.
Yeah.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm just really, especially after all the comments you've made, I'm really intrigued to see where the story goes, because I was kind of emotionally invested in these characters. I don't know why. I felt like the pacing was done well. Like from chapter to chapter, I was like, okay, I'm getting a bit more into this. So yeah, and like I said, I'm a big fan of dark stories. So
oh my god, there's Sue Ops. He's kill me, Daddy, kill me. Oh no.
Oh god, we have fun here. But yeah, where was I going with it? I was gonna say something, but oh, my mind just literally got destroyed.
Oh, he is always on the ball. Well done, Sealabs.
Another one for my website. Just, I forgot. Yeah, you got a website where you got like a bunch of clips and shit. Like, it's just like, can you just do like a Mad Eye Hall of Fame? Honestly, it's just gonna be like
That's the Hall of Shame.
the Hall of Shame. Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Nadal's Hall of Shame.
But where was I gonna go with this? Honestly, I completely. What were you talking about before, Palace? Remind me. And then...
Just that I really like dark stories. That's all. I want to see.
I mean, it's definitely gonna be. Oh yeah, that I remember now. It's definitely good. It wasn't what I was expecting, because when you read the first volume, and if you don't know what's gonna happen at the very end of the volume, at the very last chapter, I honestly thought it was gonna turn into like a full-on gang warfare sort of thing. Like this team of guys is just gonna have to do like fight against like this other school. And it's gonna escalate, and it's gonna turn into like, you know, like a proper bloody gang fight sort of thing. That's how I thought it was gonna pan out, but it turned into more of a realistic, I guess, in a way. Like, you know, in terms of, you know, dealing if this sort of thing happened to you, like like the emotional depth of it was really realistic in that regard. But yeah.
To me, it seemed like they were aiming towards like unintended consequences, and like I don't know, but it seemed to me like Paisan had something like hidden, like some hidden motives. So I definitely was expecting a bigger explosion towards the end. I was like, come on, it can't just be this. There has to be something big. I wasn't expecting it that big though.
I had fun with the scan laters as well with this manga. I think it was this manga, because there was in this manga there was there's a scene where they got like a small little box with kanji in it, and then there's a scan later written below. It's like, you try translating this shit.
Yeah, it was like I think the names are blocked out because blah blah blah. Like that's really I like the touch.
I liked it. I thought it was fun, because I always appreciate like the effort scanlators go through sometimes. Like Golden Kamui, what the scanlators do at the end of every chapter, describe like giving historical info or factual info about these little concepts that was included in the manga, goes so much further for the manga itself. Like the manga doesn't even do this sort of thing. It's literally like the scanlators going out of the way. So I have to like gonna give like a big shout out to all you scanlators out there who go that extra mile.
The real MVPs.
The real MVPs, yeah. But yeah, so we're gonna go through the first impression form now. So we're just gonna go for the rankings and stuff like that. Sorry, I'm on the wrong manga. Okay, Bokutachi ga Yarimashita. So setting. In terms of setting, I feel it's definitely a 4 because of the, you know, I think it just overall shock value I had at the end of chapter 4 that actually like it turned into like a full-on terrorist bombing sort of equivalent thing. Not equivalent, but it was in fact a terrorist bombing. You know, I thought it was like great shock factor to it. You know, just the whole 180 from like, you know, couple of you know, daily life of high school boys sort of thing into like, oh shit, we done a terrorist act and now we're gonna have to deal with the consequences. But how about you guys?
I would say 3. The setting wise, like, I liked it. The setting seemed fairly, apart from the explosion, it seemed fairly typical to me. Does that make sense? I suppose it, like, in setting, if you kind of mean world, it seems like a very basic world to me. Just something really unusual has happened in it.
Yeah, I think it's more along the line. I think when I mean by setting, I mean by like premise as well.
Then the
premise, because it's unfair. Yeah. Otherwise, every high school anime we're gonna do is always gonna get a low rating. That's the problem. If we do it by that. So I should probably write down setting / premise. Probably would be better. for next time. I'll definitely edit that in the forms. But sorry, as you were saying, Ollie.
Sorry, back. Had to go to the toilet.
Okay, no worries.
Back to you for swimming.
You still there, Ollie?
Yeah. I think premise-wise, I think it was good. I think still either a 3 or 4. Like I said, it's more. I'd need to read more of it, if that makes sense, to give it anything higher. Just because I want to see where it goes. Because at the moment it just feels like it's a bunch of guys rejecting the fact that they've committed a terrorist act, and if that really goes into the depths of exploring the guilt, like exploring the fact that they've taken people's family members away, the fact that they've probably horribly disfigured and ruined the lives of others, instead of exploring the actual characters themselves, I'd be interested in it.
It shows how much of a difference it is. It's very interesting hearing your opinion because it shows the difference of the first impression versus the finished impression as well. It is quite, because honestly, if I just based on the first volume alone, I would agree with you, but knowing what happens later on, you know. I think they do a decent job as well. So in that case, then I would also give storytelling a 5. But yeah, sorry, Panos and Chris, what about you guys? You could just give like setting and storytelling as well. You
want to go first, Panos?
Sure. So setting 2 rival schools literally right across each other. I don't know. It seems like a very tense situation, especially. There's no avoiding altercations with these people, so it kind of like sets the mood immediately.
High society Panos coming out. Those people.
Yeah, so I thought the setting was good. You know, it's not just a high school setting. It's a kind of like an unfortunate situation where you just cannot avoid altercations. So 4, I guess, and the storytelling so far has been good. Eager to see where it goes.
Yeah, just don't do a terrorist act in response when you confront these people.
Terrorism.
Call their parents. Maybe. I'll tell their mom.
He's not a terrorist, he's a very naughty boy.
So
He's a very naughty boy.
Sorry, just got back from getting a glass of water.
Oh, no worries, man. We were just going through Panos and Chris giving their ratings for setting and storytelling.
Let's say 4 for both.
4 for both. I'm gonna give it a 4-5 for myself. How about you, Panos?
Yeah, 4-5 is what I've got here.
4-5. Okay, characters. How did you find the characters?
I liked how disparate they were in that, like, no 2 of them were alike. They're all weirdos in their very unique ways. Yeah, so
they definitely felt like friends though, which I liked.
Yeah, that too.
Oh yeah, like you could really feel the banter from them, definitely, and how they just like, you know, and also just their interactions after the act as well. It kind of like they're friends, and they try to stay friends, but there's also that tenseness as well, of like, oh shit, what we done is like all the altercations start to come up as well, and I thought it was really good. I definitely give it. I think it's more of just a personal bias, but I think I'll give it a 4, not a 5, just because maybe I find it just too realistic. Because it strikes a different chord with me, like a negative chord. But when something gets too realistic, it starts to give me bad vibes.
That's the uncanny valley's coming for you.
Sort of thing, but it just goes to show you how good the storytelling was. In terms of I mean, it's not like you have to like the characters to enjoy the story. I mean, you could say like Jack and the Beanstalk, for Jack was a home invader, you know, from one perspective. So
Goldilocks.
Yeah, same with Goldilocks. Yeah.
The 3 bears. I mean, characters-wise, probably I would probably say 4-5. So 4.5. You not got 4.5 yet?
No, we don't.
We've been asking for this feature since day
one.
Come
on, Madal. Where's our half?
They don't do sliders on it. I mean, I can't start putting You know what? I'll just go start putting 0.5s in there as well. I'll just manually put in more options. Okay.
Just
What happens when we need a 4.25?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Well, God help you, Panos, because that's where the wrench comes in, and the wrench doesn't like the sight of your kneecaps when I bring it out.
Oh
so.
no!
Yeah.
You're so edgy. Need some edge on there.
No, edginess is when I get a bat.
Ooh. Okay, Lucille.
Lucy. Oh god, I played too much Tekken. It's like I didn't even get. It's like I didn't even see that as a Walking Dead reference. It was a Tekken reference for me.
Tekken on the brain, young man.
Yeah, Negan's a playable character in Tekken, so.
That's true. I fuck.
I hate him in that. It's just, you know, he just does oppressive move. His literal playstyle is oppression.
He's on a Magic the Gathering card as well, which I just thought was too much.
Oh my god, really?
They've got like characters.
There's an arcane Magic the Gathering set as well.
I get
There's an
arcane.
Arcane one?
Yeah,
I would get
there's a My Pony Magic the Gathering set.
Of course there is.
Yeah, but friendship is magic. Negan isn't magic. Oh god, I just got like my imagination went a place where Negan's a magical girl.
Secret Lair Arcane. Oh my god, how much is it this time? Oh my god, it's got Vi on it. How cool. I might have to get that. Sorry, where were we?
Yeah, so here we go. So, Eric just sent, actually thinking about the cast of characters and what made them work, the characters were actually quite similar to the cast of In-Betweeners. yeah, that is quite true.
Yeah. Losers and they want the sex.
No, I can see that.
Yeah, well, I suppose yeah. Well, think about it. They're all wee shaggers on the In-Betweeners, and they kind of all fancy themselves shaggers in this manga. You even get to see some booby.
I would like to see the guys in that reacting in a similar way. If some huge catastrophe happened to them, oh yeah, oh damn, shit will get too dark, man, for In-Betweeners. In-Betweeners, the final movie. let's leave it for the final movie.
Fucking, what they doing? What would they be doing blowing stuff?
Oh no, man.
Just get this image of Will. Just I don't know, Will.
I don't know. It's like, hey, bro, we got someone. Oh, he did give me my two free hot wings for my chicken and chips. We're gonna bomb him to scare him, and then suddenly he accidentally puts it next to the fryer, and it creates like this third degree burns and kills some people. As hot chicken fried oil goes everywhere. There we go.
Well, you need to pitch that to the BBC. Get it? Is it the BBC? I'm not sure.
It's Channel 4, I think.
Oh, of course it is, though.
It's Channel 4. So we'll probably have to go on Adult Swim and shit like that. Anyways,
sorry.
So now for art. Art, personally, I have to give it a low rating. I think just because it's like the art wasn't great, but the mangaka really makes it work. And I think for those like really emotionally tense scenes, it really conveys like a creepy madness to them as well. So I definitely give it a 3. I personally just don't resonate with it, but you know the mangaka really makes it work though. But there are issues with, you know, head to body proportion and the hyper-realism as well, which I'm not really a fan of.
I have to give it a 4 because although it did at points make me weirdly kind of uncomfortable or whatnot, it was still really effective. So I have to give him props for that. So I'd say 4.
Ollie, Panos, how about you?
I really liked the art. I know it was very flawed at points, but it kind of like, I don't know, I guess it just worked.
It was effective, aye.
Yeah, so 4. Just for the flaws, I guess.
Ollie, how about you?
Is this for... Sorry, what are we ranking for this one?
The terrorist one still.
Yeah, so the
no,
art.
I mean like what
art.
is it art-wise? I've not the art. I'll give it a 3. 3.
3 as well. Okay. So yeah. So quick final overall enjoyment. What rating 1 to 5? Each of you, go.
4 or 5.
4, 5. Ollie.
I mean,
4. Chris.
4.5.
I'd give it a 4, just because I can't do 4.5. Oh, I'm kicking myself over this now. Shit.
Don't worry, we can kick you too.
We can kick you too. Don't worry. You'll be there to kick me in person at the New Year's party.
This is true.
All right.
Hogmanay tradition, kick your pal to death.
On to the final manga. We're making good time in the stream right now. Jeez.
This one was probably my favorite.
Yeah, this one.
was
This
really
one is my personal. This is the one where I really resonated. I think it's just because of the little interactions with the character. It just felt so human. I think it felt really human for some reason.
Oh yeah, everything about this whole thing.
It did a really good job of exploring emotions and putting them down visually as well, which I really liked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen a person's like internal mindscape depicted so well.
Especially someone who's like felt like a loss, especially a kid who has felt like such a big loss as their parents. Depicting it as a desert where you're like just completely lost and there just seems to be no one around is a perfect visualization of I imagine of just how much.
Oh, do you mind speaking up to the mic, please? Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Is just a perfect visualization because not only did you lose 2 people you love, but you are completely lost because there's no support system. There's no one there that you can sort of attach onto, which she's slowly doing. But it must feel, really, really just, like as if there's no hope.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. Like I said, it got me a wee bit emotional at points, just because I don't know what it was. It was.
Yeah.
I've experienced something similar myself, so it was that kind of way. I was just like, wow, this is very true.
Yeah, Volume 2 really hits home, like the real big emotional chords. I think Volume 1, the first 2 chapters went well. Third chapter, I feel like kind of dragged a bit. I didn't really. I was starting to like lose a bit of interest during chapter 3, if I'm being honest. But everything after that, though, I feel like once they got the ball rolling, especially in Volume 2, I was totally on board.
I really want to read this one as well. It's just I don't know, it just got me. I mean, the art was kind of like like BL yaoi kind of.
Oh yeah, I mean it is your josei art style sort of thing, but I kind of liked how handsome they made the art look. I thought it was like
The handsome women.
Yeah, props to handsome women, man.
So when her friend came round, and I was like, your friend, is that what she is? Okay, It's your friend. Okay.
But I don't mean handsome in a bad way as well. Like, she is really attractively handsome. Like,
yeah, no, she is. She is.
I think calling a woman handsome isn't. It can be taken as an insult, but I think it's just. I think it's like in this case, it really is a compliment.
Oh, Eric's just told us that the mangaka has written a lot of yaoi.
I told you. Not that I would ever know. Not that I would ever know.
Yeah,
so whatever degenerates do.
So the premise is this time dealing with loss rather than trying to fuck. So
you want fuck and some fuck.
Well, I'm guessing the author did a lot of smut. So
Lemon.
Oh god, you're linking us the porn.
Here we go. Yeah, I'm looking at the series titles of the mangaka, and wow, there was a lot of.
They do. Usually these type of mangakas have done a lot before they go into like the proper series. I feel like they have.
I thought, but to go deep into that, like, how many of you got a deep dive into Volume 2 for this one?
Yeah,
I only had time to read Volume 1.
I loved Volume 2.
Volume 2 was where it really started to spread its wings and like look at sort of. How can I explain it? Just general relationships between people. The way, like, all of the relationships felt very human.
Yes.
Yeah, the amount of emotional content it has in Volume 2 and everything. And you started, like... I like the small interactions, and I love the playfulness and dialogue as well. It felt so human and so like I loved it, and you know, and then you got Volume 2 where it actually like now we're starting to delve into these into the topics now.
Yeah, because there was a bit where like the school basically tells everyone in her school, "Hey, her like what happened? Her parents have died," and she's like really upset because obviously she's now just become that girl whose parents have died, instead of just trying to like live a relatively normal life.
Yeah, just have like, you know, end school on like a normal note and not have the shadow of her parents' death over her.
That bit, like, it was super sad, especially since she felt betrayed by her friend who accidentally let it slip and all of this stuff.
I haven't read much, but I am quite curious. There's a lot of talking about the girl's mum, but you know, I am curious about the dad. Like, I feel like there's gonna be a lot more like deeper rooted emotional package to unravel for the dad.
Well, what is the resentment between her and the mum?
Panos just bailed.
I don't think it's.
I think he might have DC'd maybe. Sorry, as you were saying.
What is the resentment between her? I forgot her name. The novelist and the mum.
I don't know. Is it explained?
No, but I'm trying to like, because there is like, she said, why do you hate my mum? And she just goes, look, I'm not going to talk about it. But so there's clearly like some tension there.
Wait, Eric Red says something about it. He says he doesn't want to spoil, but her mum.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, no worries. Then.
Okay.
Because I was wondering whether I just missed it, but yeah, that was super interesting. Because clearly, there's like, this is what I mean by like, there's a ton of depth in this story, and this is like, I loved the world that it created, because it basically, what it did was it put you in, you were sort of smack bang in the middle of like there's been a tragedy. This girl is like trying to figure out her way emotionally through like basically just almost feeling abandoned after her parents died, and she's with someone who is kind of not closed off, but was already working on her own baggage, you know?
Yeah,
and
I mean, you could really see it though in Asa herself, because you know, she's very well behaved. She does the cleaning in the house and stuff like that. Usually a 15-year-old. You know, I really resonated with her because I love my parents and stuff like that, but you know, I have been raised in that way, and I think personally I think I was raised well, you know, but some people might see it as overbearing as well, so it can be debated, but honestly, you know, I kind of resonated with having somewhat strict parents. I don't think to the point of perfectionist, but you know, it did. I could see it in her, but I could see it in the child anyway, in Asa, and how she acted with adults, and the way she's like, she's enamored by the interactions with other adults and how they're like very laid back, and something like she's never seen this sort of thing before.
She says like, I didn't know adults had friends or something, or they didn't.
Or laugh or joke or anything like that. It's just like, oh geez, like sweet, you know.
Was she just Harry Pottered under a cupboard or something? Like what was the deal?
Yeah, it somewhat feels like that. Honestly, yeah. I mean, I'm happy though that the parents weren't like abusive or anything like that. It's not like the other manga we read, Noro to Zazo. So that's fine, but. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy they gave her room in her life, and that's pretty much the most you can do as a parent anyway, give room in her life, and she made friends in school, and she found like a really good friend as well, and she's got like she's got a good personality and a good heart, so I hope, you know, and I'm really looking forward to see how things play out, and I hope things go well I'm really rooting for all the characters, basically.
It's always good when you get a good kind of like slice of life kind of knowing, like sometimes it's much as I love like fantasy and magic and all this kind of stuff, sometimes it's something a bit more grounded. Is always enjoyable. Like some of my favorite Ghibli films are like Ocean Waves, Only Yesterday, Up on Poppy Hill. Some of the kind of more, quote unquote normal.
Oh, definitely.
Normal ones. So this is, I don't know. There's just something about this. It doesn't seem too high stakes. It's just I'm just very much enjoying reading it.
Yeah, it's just there's something just so nice and appealing about that as well, especially after all the emotional distress we've been suffering from all the other stuff that we've been going through the last couple of weeks. It's really nice, and I think it's also just kind of like all these different things that it's like that you could actually see like every character has their own flaw, and you want to see them overcome them. So like the aunt she doesn't like confrontation, and she's incredibly shy as well in her own right, but she's also very frank with her emotions at the same time. So it is like there's a lot of mixture and a lot of baggage. So yeah, there's a lot of good content to work with, and I am really looking forward. It's just same thing with other characters as well. Like you're polite, but you could try to be more outgoing, enjoy yourself, enjoy life, sort of thing, and all these, it's so simply human. Well put, Eric. Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I just want to point out, like my favorite character so far. I mean, I love the aunt. She's like second favorite, but her ex-boyfriend character, the man. I like him. I love it. I love it. He's so cool, damn it. He's the way he talks, and he's like one of those cool stepdads in Volume 2.
That's the X, right?
Yeah,
the X guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a crush on him?
I think. I got a man crush.
I thought it was really telling that both of them thought it was their own faults for the relationship ending. Neither blame the other. I thought that was really a nice touch. Like neither of them believed that the other was at fault.
I think one day, I think it's just all it takes is some good old solid verbal communication to clear up the air, because everyone. I think the reoccurring problem is everyone's left up to their own devices and their own assumptions. And like no one ever actually had a chance to hash it out properly. So everyone's got these different assumptions, and too scared to make that confrontation. And I think with the aunt and her dead sister, there's that, like they haven't talked in 16 years, and Well,
for that, it could be a matter of pride as well.
Yeah, I mean the mother could be a perfectionist or anything like that, or she could be very harsh on her sister, but this could come from a place of love. But the fact that they never have this discussion as sisters anyways, you're always gonna, when you're left with your mind to fill the gaps, your mind tends to fill it in with the bad, really. That's usually how they go.
Yeah. God, I really can't wait to read more of it.
Oh, definitely. It's one of my personal favorites so far. Yeah, it's. I am very excited to keep reading this one. The high school friends seem all fun. A bit weird how they're all blonde. I thought there'd be more variety, but.
Maybe they're part of that. What's that style called? Starts with a G, I think.
Sorry?
What's that style? It starts with a G when they all tan their faces and like.
Oh, Galco.
Galco. Maybe they're like kind of an offshoot of that, and they're all blonde.
Nah, I don't think so. I just think they just all happen to be blonde.
Got it.
I'm thinking Galco-chan something else or something. I can't remember what it was. I think Galco's a type of Gyaru. I can't remember. Or maybe I'm.
So what about yourself, Ollie? So you really enjoyed it?
I really enjoyed it. This is one that I'm going to definitely keep reading.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm emotionally invested in. I loved all the characters, and because usually, especially with emotional mangas, a lot of the times I'm wondering, I find myself wondering why they made those choices. With these, all of them feel really human. There seems to I just want to. It makes me want to explore more about the characters and more about the history. and why they've gotten to this stage and how they're going to build from it, which is rare. I usually don't find myself connecting with characters that much, and I like the fact that they're not perfect, but they are still real people.
Yeah, it's just no, I totally agree. I think the human aspect of it is what's drawing me in, and I want to know how it's all going to pan out. I really want to know. I really need to know. So I'm going to read that. There you go. Click your master. There you go. So there we go. Sorry, it's fucking about with the sense.
No worries. No
Sorry,
worries.
I'm just culturing CWAVs real quick.
You're what?
I'm just sending a message to CWAVs real quick. I just wanted to.
Yeah.
He's like Aunt Gyaru's also stereotypically dyed blonde.
Yes.
But there's so many different types of Gyaru out there. There's a YouTube video called Gyaru Sushi, which kind of just does like, it's like a fun little video, like an homage to, it's like a fun homage to Gyarus. And it kind of, around the second half of the video, it goes through all the different types of Gyarus you get.
Oh.
So it's quite fun. So yeah. So definitely, I can't play it now because I'll get copyright strike. But yeah, definitely something to watch later. It's made by the same person who made Stronk Woman video, and these other bad out the Gyaru connoisseur. I forgot even what Gyaru. I forgot even the word Gyaru like 10 minutes ago. I'm not sure I should be a connoisseur.
That's your next Halloween, Madal.
Well, as a Gyaru, just
Yeah.
get all the makeup and stuff.
Get you the big acid blonde wig. Get you the
jeez.
foundation absolutely caked on there.
When I was a kid,
Nice
I
painting.
used to go to a hairdresser in Sweden, and what they used to like to do when I was a kid, just do that like you know when they get that hair color, but they kind of like just spray it on. So I
washout one.
had like short spiky tips as a kid, so I think they gave me like silver tips on my hair. So I think I had frosted tips as a child actually when I went to Sweden.
90s?
Yeah, it was early 2000s, so. But it was
I'm just
Sweden,
showing
so
my
no,
age.
I was like, oh, you know, I felt like an American in a foreign country sort of thing.
Was Swedish are naturally blonde, aren't they?
yeah, but yeah, you know me, I got black hair and stuff like that.
Mhm. You're so Swedish. Hurdy-gurdy and whatnot.
You don't worry, your title is intact. My title as Madao will always be intact. Honestly, it's only if I do something good I lose the title of Madao.
Shall we rate the thingy?
Yeah, we'll start
Yep.
rating. I'm just gonna message Panos real quick. Apparently he left, so he didn't want to be part of this conversation. Just because. Because he didn't want to be spoiled. So when we start doing the first impression forms, we won't talk a lot. We'll just give our ratings and just give brief opinions.
Okay.
So we're just gonna message him, wait for him to come back, and then we should be good to go.
Oh, I was wondering why. Okay. So
Yeah,
that's
I thought he DC'd or something, but it turns out he actually just left because he only read the first volume. He didn't want to be spoiled. And to be honest, we were very into it, so But it just goes to show how good of a manga it was. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm not on my finish. Oh, Eric
Madao
is.
Gyaru.
He's a Slavic gentleman.
I'm not. Most of us are. I'm not though. My Finnish and Sami. I mean, that's cool though. You got Sami ancestry. I always think having Sami, like the Sami culture is really cool.
Yeah. Scandinavia is just cool in general.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I love like a lot of my favorite bands are like from Finland and Sweden and stuff.
Let's just do a raid at Sweden at some point.
Oh yeah.
It's hard to raid to raid the Netherlands, the Nords, the Nord. Oh no. Oh, I'm really stammering my words right now.
It's fine.
Itos.
Okay, so onto the rain panels is here. So we'll just get quick setting. In terms of setting, I think it's a very simplistic setting. I think what they do is quite nice. I find it really appealing in terms of premise, so I'd give it a 4.
4. I'd say 4.
8.
So there's that. How about you, Panos?
Yeah, 4. I mean, between 4 and 5 for the whole thing, dude. Like, The whole thing is really good.
4 or 5, yeah. In terms of storytelling, I feel
I like
5 right now. I feel like I said, chapter 3 was a bit of a slog, but like everything else was great.
I would say, between 4 or 5.
I'll give it a 5. I think I just got like a huge bias on it right now. Characters were so fucking strong in this.
5.
Like it was.
Yes, absolutely.
I love the
5,
chemistry
100%.
between when the three of them were cooking. There was just such an amazing chemistry there.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it just worked.
In terms of art, character designs are great.
I didn't like the art as much. It's the only thing that like fell down for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say character design is great. Background art was severely lacking in that regard.
5 out of 5.
I'd give it honestly. I'm stuck between 3 and 4.
I'd say 3. I'd say 3.
I think 4 because I feel like the facial drawings as well really say a lot in this one. So I'm a sucker for good facial art as well. I'm not like I don't want it's like because for me like I like hyper realistic can be good as well. But you know it is a put off for me. But like if you're able to not be hyper realistic and still convey so much raw like you know subtle emotion as well. You know, so I would say 4 because I feel like they really conveyed emotion really well in that regard. Especially when you see the aunt, her emotions, the portrayal of her emotions are just so subtle and good. Honestly, yeah.
Just the way she's sitting there hunched over the desk, working, stressed out. You know, it's just yeah, you feel it.
But just when she's talking about like these topics and like certain topics and stuff like that, you really like you're really seeing these different emotions. I feel like the author really thought about it as well.
Yeah, I agree with Eric. Like the inner life of the characters, like the desert, and they say like you're at a different world and all this kind of. Yeah, I really like that.
I feel like some of the background art and some of the imaginative pieces could use more embellishment.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah. How about you, Panos? You've been a bit quiet.
Honestly, I don't think that the background art was that bad. I feel like it has this nostalgic, dreamy quality to it that perfectly fits the tone. Like, I sold from the beginning.
Honestly, for me, when I think of when I try to remember the background art and stuff like that, or just like, you know, it's usually, I remember it as just kind of like, you know, white background or very simplistic sort of thing. Or just like, or different shades of grey.
Yeah, we got these two characters that are like now coexisting basically, and sharing these very like realistic emotions, and I don't think like super detailed, hyper realistic art would aid that in any particular way. And I don't know, I'm a sucker for like for the art style, I guess. I don't know, it just looks nice. I can't really complain.
All right, so in terms of overall enjoyment, I think I speak for everyone. 5.
Pretty much.
5.
7.3. Yes, absolutely. Not even
5.1.
7.3.
Yes.
Right.
Do the impossible.
This one I feel like is going to be one of the very much higher rated manga out there.
It was a gem. I'm very glad that someone suggested it because I just thought it was fantastic.
Who do we have to thank for that? We have.
Wasn't it Don?
It was Dawn's suggestion as well.
Well done, Dawn.
So
Well
thank you, Dawn. We're looking forward to your next. Well, honestly, I'm looking forward to everyone's suggestions because right now we've had like a lot of people try. A lot of people have been nominating deep manga, so it was quite a nice alternate route we were going for this time around. Like, you know, like darker theme manga, so it was very refreshing. So I thank you sincerely for that. Alright, so now we're just gonna be nominating our next manga. I think I'll be in for next week's stream. I'm not sure about the week after. I think I might be able to do the week after, but the week after that, between Christmas and New Year, for those 2 weeks, there won't be a reading club stream during those 2 weeks. But I think at the very least for the next 2 weeks we should be good to go.
Okay.
I don't think anything's been generally bad. I think there have been weaker manga out there, Caboose, but there has been but they've been somewhat enjoyable in their own regards, and we have like for example, Mermaid Saga was a bit of a manga sausage.
Oh my god.
Sausages.
Yeah, it's not outright bad. Yeah.
I'm really pleased with just the diversity of manga that we've got. I feel like it's just been really good so far.
See what else I can fix that. Oh god. Well, it'll be fun to talk about something we absolutely hate as well. So as long as it's not something that's like borderline porn or like literal porn, then we won't be reading it. We're not gonna be reading hentai. That's where I personally draw the line, and that's if we do end up getting a hentai nominated, I will actually exclude and we will re-roll again.
Not on our good Christian
well,
server.
I was thinking smut when I said borderline porn, but
That's good Christian.
So, anyway, let me just get the nomination thing up.
Everything got some kind of value to it. Okay, Eric.
Yeah, this is why I don't put the hentais I've read onto my library. Yaoi off the table, too much censored bleeping.
I know what, I'm sad as well, Panda Girl, don't worry.
I read the hentai for the articles. Thank you, Mothra. First thing you said all day. First time chat, and you're already bestowing such vast sheer knowledge.
Best kaiju right there.
Best kaiju.
Mothra the same.
Let me just I'm on the wrong page at the moment, so give me a sec.
Get on the right one.
I'm gonna get on the right one. I just gotta go on properties and change the window.
Ah. It's your romantic culture.
With all these properties and windows.
Yeah, I gotta go properties. And oh, that's weird. It's not letting me. Oh, that's because I'm doing the wrong one.
Silly good.
There we go. Change the window. That's it. Okay. Did it let me? That's weird. It hasn't let me.
You've been banned.
Oh, there we go. Finally forced it in the end. Alright, so just quick refresher. We do have in the Manga Reading Club nomination form. We got like a whole bunch of responses. At the end of every stream, we get a random number generator, and we just get 3 different manga, to read for the next week. So that's it. And everyone's welcome to nominate a manga. Please try to keep it to 1 manga a week. Because so it just makes it more fair and it gives everyone a chance. You are allowed to nominate the same manga to increase your chances. But, just keep it to once a week. I do check, so I don't want people to start spamming because, I will know. I will blacklist you, and I won't tell you if I blacklisted you.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, I will be disappointed, which, as we know, is worse than being upset.
I learned that the best sort of blacklisting is the type that where the cheater thinks they won, but they
They really haven't.
They haven't. It's just been dancing on my palm.
The good middle path.
So,
Neutral.
simply put your username and stuff, and we'll get all your mangas here. You're able to leave other stuff as well. It could be a manhua. It could be one of those manga that come from Africa, which begins with Z. I forgot the name for that. It's quite interesting.
I have not heard of those.
Yeah. I had to when I was adding manga as a mod for Kitsu. There was this one African manga.
Generation Z.
So yeah. Hold on. Sort by color.
Cool.
All right, let me just zoom in and we will get started. So,
Do you want to sort it the other way?
yeah, I want to sort it the other way so I can just count. Okay, so random number generator. Here we go. So how many we got today this time? So we got 39.
Woo!
So 1 to 39. Everyone place your bets. Where's your numbers gonna go?
7.
7. We got 7.
27.
27. How about you, Ollie? Place it.
27.
What'd you got?
Wait, 1 to 29, did you say?
1 to 39.
Oh, 37.
Caboose is going the Sigma 1. 11. We got 11. I'm gonna go for. I feel like it's gonna be in the 30s this time. I'm 32. So I'll just do the number. I'll just do all 3 numbers in one go, and then we'll just go from there. So here we go. First number, 17.
Oh.
Second number, 11. Eric got it. And 22. Okay, so we got 17, 11, and 22. So 17 is this one here. So we got Maybe Otaku's.
Possibly.
Urawashi no Yotsuka. I feel like I've read that one. I'm trying to remember which one is that. So let's go on Kitsu real quick and find out. No, I haven't read this one. So it's a still publishing manga. So because of her appearance and her behavior, Yoi has been continuously treated as a prince, despite being a girl. One day, when she already accepted being put into a role as a prince in high school, she somehow got entangled with another one of her senpais at school, someone who's also being called a prince. I feel like this is gonna be a Yuri.
I was gonna say, that's lesbians.
It could be a Yuri thing. So it'll be interesting to see how that
Romance,
pans out.
though, so it could not be. It may just be romantic.
All right, now next 11. We got Okay, it's mine one this time around. Usagi.
Yay.
I wanted to read that one. I wanted to get an excuse to read it, so this one will be interesting to see. I've seen someone post screenshots of it on
Did you
Kitsu.
say 12 or 11? Did you not say 11?
Well, it's because it starts from 2, so I have to add 1. So it's
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I suggested before, though, you can set the minimum roll to 2.
That is true. That is true. But it's not Mada without extra steps. And then we got Eric's one again.
Oh, way. GG.
Oh my god, it's 3 weeks in a row where we got Eric one. Oh jeez.
You and a coconut.
So we'll just go with. So Usagi is. I have no idea what Usagi is about, but the art style looks really good. There are gamblers out there who even bet their lives as anti, but to secure the integrity of these life-threatening gambles, a violent and powerful organization named the Kaga. All right, there's a lot to unpack there, but if I were to show like the art quality,
it's on my list.
It's really good. So I'm looking forward to this one.
I love gambling, kaiji.
But there is 541 chapters, so no pressure. No one has to finish it. Just read as much as you like. It's just enough that we can talk about next week. Oh, there is no pressure. Like everyone just read in their own time.
It's CWABs. It's about an organization that's so powerful it basically runs the Japanese government. So any sort of student body in any sort of anime.
All right. So
Finally, I'm getting my student body intrigue.
So next one is Ginga no Shinai Kodomachi. It's only got 16 chapters, so this one will be a quick read. The story of 2 immortal children, beginning at the time in which everything has ended. The innocent old sister, what is that? Pi? That's a pi symbol that loves to rap, and the introverted younger brother Maki that you can always find reading alone.
What?
Okay, I'm prepared to be devastated. I feel.
Yeah, just look at the
Jeez, it's literally about like immortals literally seeing the end of the end of the world, basically. Jeez.
I feel sad just looking at it. My God.
All right, fuck me up. Let's do this.
Let's go.
Break me. It's okay.
I feel like all around we got like different topics. We got like a proper action one first time. This is gonna be like we got Usagi's gonna be probably going to be one of those thriller action ones, so that'll be fun to see. and the other two is gonna be more emotional. I feel like the Prince Girl one is gonna be more lighter, and this one's gonna be like cute but very emotionally heavy. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
GG, guys.
I will be starting to post. I will make a little like a table of the average scores of everyone. Like I said before, feel free. The more ratings we get for each manga from every single one of you, the more accurate the scores are, and it'll be more interesting to see when comparing against each other the mangas, anyways. So, just go through the first impression forums on the first impression channel on the Discord, and just share your opinions there. I love seeing everyone talking about the mangas and stuff like that, and it's nice to see the Discord server being alive again. That isn't dependent on Waifu Wars, so
It's alive.
it's alive. So,
It's
yeah.
alive.
There we go. So once again, thank you, and thank you again. Thank you, Ollie, for coming. Thank you, Panos. Thank you, Chris. I really enjoyed each of you coming in.
Yeah, that's great fun.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
We'll call it tonight. See you guys next time.
Hi guys. Oyasu nasai.
Bye.
Bye.